We just chanted the Madhuram. It was composed by the great devotee of Krishna. Describing the sweetness of the divine energy. Divine energy has so many aspects. It cannot be described in one way or other. It has to be experienced and felt. Anubhava, they call in Sanskrit Anubhava. Individual has to go through one vak, great Mahavak, Prema Madhuram, is a Mahavak. If you ask someone about the sweetness, someone says it's sweet. And how sweet is that? How it feels like having sweet. So ordinarily you have to eat to experience sweet. It cannot be described, sweetness. It has to be experienced. Individual experience is very important. When we limit ourselves in conditioning of infinite, limitless energy, then we make mistake. Limiting the unlimited. When we limit ourselves, then we have limited experience. Western phrase, which is very defective phrase. You still love me. Do you still love me? Very defective phrase. In Vedic civilization, they don't have such term, do you still love me? Western is a Western concept, still you love me. When you measure the love with object, you do not justify the infinity of love. Because you measure the love. When you measure the devotion, when you measure the love, you measure the Shraddha. When we measure the knowledge, it's a defect. So this idea of capability of love, people love each other, what they are capable of. Some husband will say, I provide you everything. Why do you complain? But wife wants more. It's a classical complaint. So everybody is loving husband or wife or each other, couple, according to understanding they have. If you say, I still love me, do you still love me? Forcing another to make a statement. And they will make a statement to please you. But that is not a genuine answer. You can try, that's all you can do. The definition of love is so infinite that you cannot put into word. Love energy has been used for liberation, enlightenment, Atma Sakshatkar, Ishwar Darshan. Those infinite energy, when we try to limit, when we try to measure it with the worldly things, not justification. Everyone is trying to love each other the way they can, the way they learn, the way they understand, the way they are capable of. But love remains, after all, very mystical, mysterious, infinite, ultra wholesome experience, the wholeness. The energy of love is so powerful that you do not need a second. There is no second. There is only one. And one who manifests in many. That's why we talk about gopis. That's why we talk about great devotees and bhaktas in the past. That's why we talk about Hanumanji. That's why we give example of Narad. Naradji, they call him in the newspaper world first reporter. Newspaper people, media, they call him first reporter. In the history, in the creation. He takes a message from Vishnu to Brahma, Brahma to Shiva, and Shiva to other deities and gods. Sort of instigating. He's a great instigator. You should read the Narad. But he instigates only interest of greater good. No single instigation has been against anyone. For goodness, for individual, and goodness for the world. So he is also called a great instigator. And yet he has treaty of Bhakti Sutra. Very profound, you should read Bhakti Sutra. One cannot expect, when his role is so versatile, you do not expect he is a great lover, Narad. But he is. personification of love. So, each one has its own way of loving. Questioning love you expect someone to give you something which is not understood. So the best thing is to accept whatever is given. Not to expect someone to give you more than they can. I personally don't judge anyone. Don't measure. But accept whatever is given. And try to make use to help them. Open plan, not limit. So how can you understand? One can understand one way what one understands and what one experience. Each human level experience can be very limited. How can you claim? How can define love? It's impossible task to define love. Who is trying to define love is an utter fool. You cannot define. You can just experience. Go through the process of experiencing and knowing.